Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock. I'm at a familiar place. It's Friday the 19th of April and up perched on the trackway of HS2 ahead of me, maybe 300 yards away, are two sections lining up to be inserted into their appropriate place in said trackway by our old friend Dominique, who is still going. And he's still chugging away. I assume it's a he. It's still chugging away. I've got to be politically correct these days. So I'm on this path, and last time I was here, there were fishermen, or fisher people, and a tent, and they all look very serious. One of those sort of green camouflage tents. I don't know why you'd have a camouflage tent if you're a fisherman. Do you think the sort of fish sort of swim about a bit and think, oh, I don't think that's a tent. I think we're all right here. I'll just bite this thing on the end of a hook. Maybe they do. But the exciting news is, look where Dominique is. It's moved significantly. Last time I was here was the 11th of April. That's 11 days ago. And you can see, let's see the crane action. You see a crane is moving towards London. And this straight in front of me is the pier. I keep forgetting this. Steve Walker knows what the number is. I apologise. I can't remember if it's 18 or 19. But this pier we all saw on the 2nd of February, which is 17 days ago. We saw the last concrete segment being installed, and on subsequent videos I've seen the last connection being made with the grouting between this pier and the next pier. But the action seems to be now happening on the pier next to the one that I witnessed all these things happening, which is the pier in front of me now. Because the crane is moving over there and it's taking the weight of Dominique, hundreds of tons probably. I can't give you an exact number, but there you go. And the crane's arrived. It's a Friday afternoon, and I thought I'd come along on a Friday because I had this maybe a daft idea that towards the end of the week they might be trying to meet their targets and be rushing around with a lot happening. And it still may happen, who knows. There is ahead of me, above the pier that I saw being assembled, a very narrow section which looks like it's destined to my untrained eye to be added to either side of the pier next to it. Let's, for the sake of argument, call this pier 19 and call that pier 18. I'm sorry if I'm one or two out, but it makes life a lot simpler. So it's fantastic that Dominique has moved so far from the canal. It's about 100 yards from the canal. So this is probably the best place to see what's going on. And it will be for another couple of weeks, I think. Now, the interesting thing is my favourite ascendancy system, which is a spiral staircase. There's one ahead of me and there's a bloke going up there very slowly. He's really tired. It's the 5th time today he's been up the staircase. He usually gets about this point here and then starts to swear a lot and goes back down again because he's forgotten his sandwiches or something like that, I don't know. But there's another spiral staircase up over there as well. So this seems to be the principal way of getting onto the piers. I will keep an eye on what's going on, don't worry. And the jib of the crane, you can see a rope. Actually, the jib is going up. The crane is lifting something, I think. So there's quite a bit of activity. There's a duck over there, very excited. The ducks tell me, you know, that something's about to happen, and they usually clear off out of the way because they're very nervous about building works, our ducks, and hopefully, you know, that the strap line for HS2 will be get to Birmingham a bit quicker. No ducks were killed in the creation of this railway, or maybe not. Hello, it's chugging again, and as you can see, it's gone up the jib, but it hasn't lifted anything. Unlucky. Put another 10 pence in the machine, and next time you might pick up I was going to say a duck, but it wouldn't be very nice, would it? Now the piers are still all lined up. They've been lined up like this for some months now. There used to be a lot of cranes perched alongside them. Not so much now. Dominique is doing the work, it seems. There are some yellow bits on the top of this span, and my theory is the yellow bits are the bits that move, but I may not be so sure about that now. Perhaps it's just a way of contrasting with the red and orange of the great machine that is Dominique itself, which is a launching girder, according to Steve Walker, and I think he sort of mentioned it as a launching girder. Perhaps I said that. Maybe I mispronounced it, so sorry about that, but it's quite a good joke. Now, what I would love to see, I don't particularly want to see bits more concrete installed because I've done that. What I would love to see is Dominique moving, but looking at where it is and what needs to be done, which is more or less directly below the middle of Dominique, that's not going to happen today, or indeed for the next few days. One thing I'm interested in are these strange antennae at the end of each end of Dominique, which may be cameras, maybe some sort of, yes, I think they are, maybe some sort of lighting system. Oh, there's a beep. That sounds good. Perhaps everybody has to stand clear while something interesting is going to happen. But another interesting thing, to me anyway, are the number of holes in the concrete itself. You can see, I think it's about 7 holes straight across the bottom in a line, and another similar number in a semicircle above that. And these will be used for reinforcing rods to really hold the whole thing together. Because as the trains hurtle across the Colne Valley in some unknown time in the future, with the ducks quacking away in anticipation of being thrown a bread roll or whatever, perhaps a small piece of cheese if it's a Friday, as the trains hurtle across, you don't want their centrifugal force, because there's a curve here, folks. It's apparently 3 miles long, the radius. You don't want the centrifugal force to cause the whole viaduct to collapse. That would be a disaster. Anyway, the chaps are coming down the spiral staircase now. I don't know why they went up in the first place. Maybe they just like the view. There are lots of people standing around. I've mentioned in the past, I've worked on building sites. There is a lot of standing around. If you need to mix up some muck and get it ready for the bricky, there'll be 2 or 3 of you there. One will be doing the spade work, shoveling, mixing it all up, getting the water in, the cement, rest of it, and the others are sort of just standing around, really, which is how it works. Anyway, it's possibly an efficient way of doing things. This is a beautiful lake. Now you can picture it, perhaps, dear viewers, in your mind's eye when this roadway is finally dismantled. There will be a significant bit of headroom underneath the viaduct for boats, perhaps even very small sailing boats, to go backwards and forwards underneath underneath the viaduct, although I wouldn't like to be in one in case it got caught. So, you know, it might become a popular thing to do. Come and see HS2, the railway. Get in your sailing boat. Duck your head. So there are some cherry pickers moving around. Lots of people in green, in orange suits. No, nobody in white. Don't think there's any grouting going on. But it's an absolute pleasure to be here at these moments when one of the major engineering works in Britain is going on, the creation of HS2, whether you like it or don't like it at all. It's happening now, it's pretty obvious, and it's nice to see how the engineering works. Now there are 4 people on the top of the pier, leaning down, looking at something. So they've obviously got a head for heights, and there are people going up and down the spiral staircase there. Maybe they're the same people that came down from this spiral staircase. They're going to join their friends. Anyway, it's I'm 11 minutes into this now. Thanks a lot for watching this. I'll see if I can get some other views. It's Peter the Rock. It's Friday afternoon, about 4:30, 4:45. It's obvious where I am. I'm near where HS2 will cross the Grand Union Canal, which is the bit I'm going to look at next. And if you want to, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Cheers.